Hello guys, Wahoo here, back on the video, this time around with a quick pointer guide to the most important things that happen in this update. I've seen a few people talk about in chat, how are you gonna get the keys? How do you get, the different things and what is important to this one? So first of all, RUNECRAFTIng is now at 400 and is completely reworked from the bottom up. So I do have a guide coming out on that one, so check the channel for that one. Also check the description for that guide as well when it comes out. With that said, there's also a talent tree that is combined with the RUNECRAFTIng, which there also is a guide for. That's also gonna be in the description when that guide comes out as well. And lastly but not least, we got 3 dragons as well with this update that's also tied into the new zone. So yes, we got a new zone as well. Now I think it's much better to call it tier 15 worlds because they renamed everything. Now this is difficulty 0. So I call this tier 0 instead of U12 because this is technically U12, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. It says 15, so I think it's much better. And I'm gonna try to at least use that terminology where it is going to be a difficulty or tier 15 worlds. Because again, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 14, as you can see right here. That is the old U11 and now this is U12, so it doesn't really say U12 anywhere here. Now it's called Long Shade and this one is called other things as well. I think this is Deep Fallow, I think that's how you say it. This one is called Mega Dark, for example. That's the world for it, but I'm just gonna call it by the number. So this is for me tier 15 worlds, and you can see this is rotating is because I have enough to enter. If it doesn't rotate for you, that means you can't enter, but of course the power rank and also the light is going to show up here in red if you can't enter as well. Yes, and there's 3 biomes that changes every single 3 hours. So whenever Trove resets for you daily, that's the first reset, and then 3 hours after that, and so forth and so forth. And then there's always 3 biomes of the ones we know right now. As you can see, it's permafrost. That's the permafrost we have here with a little bit of extra. And then, of course, we also have the Forbidden Spires, which, of course, is right here. Well, now it's called Nightfall difficulty. But, of course, this is the old Forbidden Spires world. And then, lastly, Candoria. And then in about 5-10 minutes when it all resets, I think that's when I'm recording, it is going to be 3 new zones that are going to be, and it's also including the geo topside zones as well, or biomes if you want to call them like that. So again, they are in 3 world rotation every single day. Speaking of these worlds, these are also what we are going to enter right now. So you can see, now you can see this world is closing in 2 hours. That means that it actually has rotated into something else. And we can see it right now. It has rotated into Medieval Highlands, Fey Forest, and also Dragonfire Peaks. So these are going to be the new ones. And then in 3 hours from now, as I'm recording, it's going to be 3 new biomes that are going to be here. But the thing is that we also going to talk about of course, these ships, which is really, really important. This is where you are going to craft yourself these keys. So you can see that this is what the biome looks like. If you see right down here, this is where you spawn in. This is always the spawn. So when you spawn in, it's always going to be this zone. And then you have the different zones as right here. So yeah. Cool, that is how it basically works. Then of course for the keys, you are just going to jump down on these ships and there is a crafting table right down here. And you open this one and then you can craft the, you can both craft cores, also a runic essence, and you can of course also do the keys. So these keys, these 2 first ones here are for the 5-star dungeons. These are of course I call them the bad keys, and these are the good keys. As you can see, you can craft 5 of these a day. So if you really can't do the 5-star dungeons, I still suggest that you at least go around and try to, if you can enter, of course, this world, then try at least to try to get these 5 keys a day, because this is a daily reset. There is also weekly reset. That's for something else. I'll talk about that in 1 second. But let's focus on these ones first. These are to open. You can make as many as you want for these, but these ones are going to reward you extra rewards when you are defeating those 5-star dungeons that are on the map. As you can see, there's one right here. There's also one right down here. So when you defeat those, you have to have open the chest in the end, and you can do these with the better keys, and then you get more rewards. So if you really can't go in and defeat it, at least go around and do the 5 a day. So you have these for later on when you get stronger, and you can do them as well. Same thing goes for these keys over here. You also have the better keys. This is on a weekly reset, so you can only make one of these a week. and you can make as many as you want of this one, and of course also as many as you want of this one. And then you're also gonna get rewards, but you're just gonna get more with these 2 keys here. So make sure at least you make these. It's not super expensive and super kind of easy to get these as well. But if you are going to just you know, grind it out, of course you are going to end up using these keys and these keys as well. But if you're just not really there yet, you can defeat, you know, the depth, the new Del difficulty that has all the new stuff in it. These are actually these right here. This is the cost of it. Then at least make sure that you can make the keys, because then when you can enter in, you're strong enough to go in there and defeat everything. Then you of course can get you have all the keys that you need, because again, it's going to reset daily and it's going to reset, of course, also weekly. But then again, you can also make as many as you want. Down here, there's some collections. These allies are not super amazing, but what they do is they give you some of the essences when you actually defeat dungeons, and then it has a chance of giving you some of these essences. So it's not guaranteed at all. And you also have to do it inside of the tier 15 worlds. You can't use it, and well, you can use them, but they're not gonna grant you any essences unless you do the dungeons in here. Over here at Thomas, you can also buy a few things. The only thing I would say is kind of worth it is maybe this one, especially when you have those double starboard weeks. You can actually make one of these, and you know, you can also make one, you know, just 3 days of the 500, and you get 900 every single day when it's not starboard week. But yeah, but unless you have a lot of these, but a lot of these other things right here, but these cores is actually tradable. If you go here, you can see they actually are tradable, but as you can see, they are pretty pricey right now, but they will go down in price as soon as people have everything they need. So about 2-3 months, they are gonna just drop in price. Not significantly, but they're gonna of course go down in price over time. But of course here you can just buy this one. You can also buy for real money if you want to, and you can buy also the good keys basically if you want to do this for real money, if you want to do that as well. The last thing I want to talk about is of course this new thing where we got some allies as well. These as well can give you some of these essences. If you see right here, you can see it grants you one of these. So basically this one does exactly the same as this one from here. So you can actually get a better one from this one, but the other one you can actually get it as well. So it's not really a tome, it's just a chance you get to get some of these essences if you want to do that. I don't really feel it's super necessary. Essences are not going to be the biggest problem. The biggest problem is going to be these hearts that we are going to get in the depths, but we don't need crazy amounts of them. But yeah, it is going to be a little bit crazy to get all of them. A little bit, it's going to be a little bit grindy, but thank God that these cores again can be crafted and they can also be traded, which is really, really important. So, and again, you can only do one of these every single day, but you get more cores, of course, from doing the 5-star dungeons. So it's not the only reason you're going to get these, or the only way you're going to get these. You're also, again, going to get them from 5-star dungeon, especially if you use some of these keys right here. There's a bigger chance with this one, of course, and the same thing goes with this to getting some of the souls in the depth as well. And in this one, there's also a rune crafting bench if you need one of those, if you don't have one in here. And this is the anvil I also talked about before, which is the skill tree kind of thing for this update as well, for the rune crafting. So everything is here. This is especially where you craft the keys. Make sure you find the ships. They do look like these, as you can see, look like little monuments, whatever. These are the ships, and they are pretty much all over the place. There's one over here as well, and they're very much, you know, everywhere. The other NPCs on the ship here can't do anything at all. You can just talk to them. They give you a nice little message. The same thing goes for this guy over here, and then, of course, there is a personal chest and also a loot collection. And still, you can actually, in the older biomes, not in the geo topside ones, you can actually still find places for your cornerstone. So they still works. Unfortunately, I can't see one right here, but in the old biomes, and when I mean old biomes, of course, I mean like Candoria and Permafrost, but of course the geotop ones do not have that, but the other ones do have that, so you can place down your cornerstone in that one. So that was a quick update. Hopefully it wasn't too rambly, but especially, you know, just a few updates. I also wanted to say that there is videos coming for rune crafting, for the rune anvil, and also for the new dragons. So that's all coming in the next couple of days, weeks or so. So keep your eye out for the channel, and thank you so much for for watching. And again, I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!